Call the meeting order at 7. First on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next the approval of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion made by Mr. Bass, seconded by Mrs. Pothorsky to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mrs. Pothorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Next, the approval of claims.
I make a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Pfaff, seconded by Mrs. Riddell to approve the claims. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mrs. Pothorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Next, utilities report.
Okay. Just update you on some of the things that's been happening. The fire hydrant next to the street department, we didn't realize there was wanted to get it moved fairly quickly, so we called Butch up, and he's going to try to get out this Friday, Butch and Jeff Weston, to get that moved. If it's not Friday, then hopefully Monday they'll get it moved. We've contacted them, a part of service of generators, several times, contact them again. With the economy going as well as it is in the building, it's tough to get a lot of these contractors out to get things done. Everybody is just swamped, especially the specialty type of contractors, the generator guys, the instrumentation and the controls guys they're just way behind. So the GIS is proceeding well. We do have the first round complete. McMahon needs to finish up the base map for that, and we'll get on that. We're actually waiting for that to get into the cleaning and televising project for the sewers, so we have a good base map that we can give the contractors for them to put bids out on that. Standardized monitoring framework, testing has been completed for the water system for the year. Everything came out satisfactory. Midco diving, again, we thought they were going to be here this month, and they still haven't been, so I'll have to call them up and make sure they get here in October. Adam found a leak while flushing the hydrants over Buchanan's. It was a sizable leak. We dug it yesterday. We had the hydro excavating, AccuDig out, and Weston Excavating was out there, and it's really a mess there. There's a lot of steel on the ground, so you really couldn't use metal detectors to look for valves. We found, 3 valves that were buried. The hydrant was installed in 1972. It was a steel line. We're assuming it's going to either both the buildings or one of them. We did not find a shut-off. We did not find the main that runs north and south either. So there's still some work we got to do eventually doing that. But there's a lot of stuff back there that's just in the way. A lot of trees growing and just material on the ground in the yard. So it's really a tough thing. Tom and I discussed a little bit, and we would, on an overall master plan for the water system, we would envision that you'd probably eventually eliminate that main going back there and put it probably along in the highway if we ever get into a opportunity where we need to upsize that main or that type of thing, because you're much better off getting it in a public right of way than having it in an easement the way it is there. But we figure we're probably losing, it's probably about 30,000 gallons a day there here at the end. I'm sure it started several months ago and just got worse. It was a steel line. We ended up going down to La Crosse and getting a repair clamp for it. They had one for us. So it was not an easy. It was not something that you just pick off the shelf. Wastewater. The North Clarifier is still out of service. We did check plumb level. We tore the thing apart, see if there's anything causing the problem. Tomorrow, we've got a guy, Ron Bond from Marshall Bond, who's a rep from Clearstream, who manufactured the clarifiers, coming out and taking a look, and we have a look at both of them and see what the problem is and why it appears that the lower drive has failed. So he's going to look at it. We'll go from there. We did have problems with the motor on the other one, which we ended up replacing it. So I'll discuss that with them also. The raw sewage pumps, the one I think I reported before, we've dropped it off. The impellers are probably larger than what they needed to be from the design. We did have a vacuum leak on it, and when you get a vacuum leak on those type of pumps, it can cause some problems. John from Superior Pumping came out. We saw the seal had failed in the pump, and it actually had worn into the impeller a little bit. We're going to see if we can get that impeller repaired. We put a new impeller on that we had on the shelf, so it's back up and running again. So we'll see what we can do with that. We did get a quote from Gasvoda to get a third pump for the Nash Finch lift station. It's $37.56. For that, I would recommend we have one. What we'll do is we'll have it installed, pull one of the pumps that's in the station out. There's one that pumps less than the other one. We'll probably have Gasvoda take it in, go through it, see what it needs. You know, if it needs look at the tolerances in that on it. They are grinder pumps. I think they switched and put grinder pumps in there because of the high head conditions due to the small force main and the long distance that it has to go. I've got McMahon looking at it right now, looking at the pump curve on it to see if that's actually what we want. They quoted a trimmed impeller. We can probably not have the trim what they recommend and maybe get a little more GPM out of it. But I would recommend that we get a third pump for that, because if we do, we really don't have any backup for that right now. And finally, we are still working with McMahon on the lift station improvements at the Westville Estates lift station. We were hoping we could convert that to a submersible station, but because those wet well mount stations actually suck the sewage out, they're not as deep. So we're actually going to take a look at it again and see if there's a couple different things we could try. But we've also had Gasvoda look at the lift station that's there that came out of the old treatment plant, and we're going to see if that's an option too. It is an option. It's just we'll just look at all the different costs involved and probably make a recommendation once we do that. So that concludes.
With that, I'd like to make for the Nash Finch lift station, I'd like to make a motion to approve $3,756 to Gasvoda and Associates to buy a replacement pump.
I'll second that.
For that lift station.
Motion made by Mr. Bassick, by Albert to buy an extra pump for the Nash Finch lift station from Gasvoda for $3,756. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mrs. Latorsky?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0.
And then the next item I'd like to bring up is the sludge hauling disposal agreement. We received a quote from Republic Services. We originally put it out to bid. We didn't have anyone turn a bid in. After I found out too in the process that Waste Management is not able to do 18-ton trucks. So basically we only have one bidder, which is Republic Services. The reason we went to 18 tons of truck is because the bags are so expensive and it adds significant cost per haul. So with this, one thing we got to look at. I only did had to do a 1-year agreement this year because we might want to look at it a little differently next year and compare costs, because now we only have one person bidding on it. It's within reason of last year. There's an increase, but it's we came down quite a bit when we went from Waste Management to Republic. We cut almost the cost in half. But just something to bear in mind, the terms and conditions are the same as our previous agreement, so those are consistent, and the cost per haul is $348.50, and then it's $40 per ton of haul. On average, we do about, what do you think, Adam, on a haul?
Twice a month?
No, but tonnage wise.
Between 18 and 20, I think, at the most.
18. Definitely pushing the bags for the limit, but it's saving money
I'd
that
like to
way.
get as much as I can in those bags, so.
Adam spent a lot of time and days in fine tuning that process, to cut chemicals and everything, foam and everything that goes.
Use a sludge art.
Maxing the bags out, and getting the most bang for the town's buck, so that's been you've done a really good job on that. So I think you've even kind of reduced the amount of bag hauls out period during the year too. So with that, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the sludge hauling disposal service agreement with Republic Services for $348.50 per haul, and then $40 per ton for, starting September 1st of this year till next year.
I'll second the motion. Motion made by Mr. Bass, second by Albert to enter the sludge hauling agreement with Republic. Is there any discussion or questions? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mrs. DeForest?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0.
And then I have one more thing, sorry to hold up the utilities. I did talk with, regarding GIS, I did meet with the county GIS coordinator. I had a good conversation with him, explained what we're doing with our water and sewer, the potential, as we're going through this joint zoning ordinance update, the potential for us to coordinate with the county's GIS. So when people are looking at LaPorte County, Westville's at the plate as well. He didn't think there'd be very much effort, especially as we have designations that are the same with the county. There's no reason why we can't incorporate with them on their maps. So Westville will stand out with LaPorte, Michigan City, and the county. So, and I'll get John that card, because I think we're gonna have to get the maps from LaPorte County.
Great.
Okay, anything else in utilities? Streets? Paving, milling. Start the day. Nothing on streets, parks.
I'm good. I saw that there was a rental in September. Did that go good? I'm trying to think. I know.
Yeah.
Good, and they left the park nice and clean and stuff. That's cool, that's nice.
Police?
For the month of September, we had 469 calls for service, 37 assist other agencies. Our traffic stops were down, 67 traffic stops. We served 2 warrants, we had 6 ordinance violations and 9 crash reports. Several months ago, I had approached the town board about obtaining an accreditation for the police department, and it was approved. Since then, I've been investigating. There's 2 different accreditations, and I've been investigating both of them. They're both very expensive, and the more that I talk to the people that are involved with the programs and the people that are on the departments, we're paying a lot of money for the accreditation on the things that we should already be doing anyway, and the things that we're doing already. And the more you look at it, the accreditations, they create a little bit of a stir in the community, and people get excited about them for a short time. But in the long run, what they do is they benefit the chief. It's a resume builder, per se. Chiefs are all over the place advertising themselves and putting on their resumes that they were leaders in a CLIA accredited department, and it's really a way for an administrator to kind of move ahead. So in order to reduce funding or reduce the cost of the department, I would like to step away from that. I don't like to leave things undone, and I know that it was approved, it's in the minutes, but I think this is something that the more I looked into it, it's not the best option. It's kind of serving me more than it is serving the community or the department, and probably not the best way to spend money. So if you guys are all okay with that, then I'm going to step away from that program.
Okay. And Gene, you have any? Okay. Anything else on
Nope.
police? Finance? Nothing new? Miscellaneous? Citizen comments? Sure, how are you tonight?
I have got a call from the town about, my $900 water bill. They say that I'm using over 200 gallons of water an hour, but I have no water going anywhere. They told me that it's probably my toilet running. I called Dye Plumbing and Heating to have them see if they can come out and check. And I talked to the gentleman on the phone, and he told me there's no way possible that my toilet would have to be, like, literally at the wall, would have to be spraying water somewhere to use 200 gallons of water in an hour. There's no way possible that a toilet can use 200 gallons of water in an hour. I have no leak underneath in my crawl space. I have no leaks, no water anywhere in my yard. They took the meter, had it tested. It's almost to the point where it's faulty, but it's barely there.
Who said that it was faulty?
They took it and tested it, and the test paper that they showed me said it's supposed to be at like 95 or above, and mine was at, like, hit 95.1. But when the gentleman was there to change the meter, there was no water running, and he was shining the light on it, and it was at 000, then it went to 008, all by itself. It just randomly hit numbers.
The new meter did?
No, the old one, before he took it off. I had an issue last year where I had left my garden hose hooked up, forgot to take it off. It got cold, garden hose split. I didn't realize that the water was on the hose, and it was spraying. That one was definitely my fault. I mean, I seen it when I come around the corner. I was like, wow, why is the water spraying on the side of the house? And then she called me last week and said that my water I've been using an unacceptable amount of water, and I can't figure out what was going on. So I crawled underneath my house to check to see if I had any leaks anywhere, and I don't have a single leak anywhere. He come and shined the thing on the meter, and it showed 000, and he said that there's no leak anywhere. That is probably my toilet running. In order for a toilet to use 200 gallons of water, it would have to be running. The plumber, the guys couldn't even figure out how a toilet could use 200 gallons of water in an hour.
3 gallons a minute, 180 gallons an hour.
Okay, so I got things here at 214, 220, 238. I'm not understanding how I'm using 300 or 200 gallons of water in a single hour.
I'm looking at this gentleman's here. I'm looking at your usage. You had a couple of big flow times on the...
Yeah, they showed one where it said I used 5,000 gallons of water. In one day.
The meter checked out all right?
It's taken to Emmy Simpson, right?
Yes.
And they do almost all the certification water meters.
In fact, it was running a little slow.
Yeah.
On
As
9,
meters typically do.
on 9/16, it shows that I used 5,703 gallons of water.
Mm-hmm.
How is that even possible?
It happened to me at the restaurant, and it was my toilet. It was just faulty. Sometimes it would stop, sometimes it would go, and it took us forever to figure it out. Even like threw dye in there, tested it, it just was like hit or miss. And then finally...
Yeah, but the toilet is not going to use 5,000 gallons of water
I mean, it happened to me too.
in one
so-
single day. Even if you have the handle down and that thing's running constantly, you're not using 5,000 gallons of water. So either the meter was messing up at times, or something. Because if I was using 5,000 gallons of water, I would have a lot of water somewhere.
That's going down a drain.
Yeah, but the toilet ain't gonna drain that fast. If you're using 5,000 gallons of water, it's gonna overflow in the toilet.
No. It's gonna go down the drain.
So what's my wastewater usage?
It's based on your water.
It's based on your water. You're billed for your wastewater usage by your water consumption.
I mean, my bill's been running me $100, $120. Even when I had a foreign exchange student, my bill wasn't no more than $180. All of a sudden now my bill, she calls me and says, hey, we have a situation here where your water bill's like $900.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt you. Do we still have his old meter?
Yeah, they said that they were gonna come and put it back on, but then they called me and said that they're not, that they're just gonna leave the new meter on.
Take the old, you took this one to M.E. Simpson. Do you have another testing place to send it to?
I don't know if any competitors.
I'll have to we'll have to
Look and see.
I'm not
We'll
sure.
check,
I
we'll send
really
it to
not
another
sure.
testing place. M.E. Simpson's
They're-
pretty reputable
yeah, I mean,
tops.
They're pretty
But
much the place.
We'll see if we can
But, I
find
mean-
another place.
I mean, 'cause I called Dice Plumbing and Heating, and I called another plumber, and they said that there's no possible way that a toilet, even running, could use 200 gallons of water in an hour. I don't see how, I mean, you're gonna hear a toilet run, even at the faintest, you can hear the toilet when you're in the bathroom.
Do you have a softener by any chance?
No, I do not.
Okay. Let's see if we can find it that.
We'll talk to Neptune and see if we can send, if Neptune will take it.
To the manufacturer?
Yeah.
Okay. We will take it and have it tested at the manufacturer to see if they'll do what they recommend somebody.
'Cause, yeah, I mean,
Is that fair enough?
yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do, 'cause I can't afford to pay a $900 water bill. I mean, when I broke the hose, or the hose broke and that water, you know, I'm at fault. I didn't take the garden hose off, it got cold, it froze, it broke. That one I had no problem claiming my fault. I screwed up, I was lazy, didn't take the hose off.
What was your bill when that happened?
$400 and some dollars, and that sprayed for 3 days. So, you know, I'm not understanding how I use 5,000 gallons, almost 6,000
We'll send
gallons
it
of water.
in, we wanna
a day.
be fair to you,
Right,
but we also have an obligation, you know,
right, I understand.
so see if you can get that. We have your contact information. Okay, is that fair enough?
Yeah,
Tom? Okay.
and then what if they come and say that there's nothing wrong with that
I'll
meter?
look at your toilets.
What's that?
I say, I'll look at your toilets.
I mean, he was there, he checked the back of the toilets, I put dye in the back of the toilets, like he said, or food coloring, and it sat in there for 3 hours and not a single drop dripped down into where the bowl flushed.
In the tank.
Yeah, none of the tank dropped into the bowl. It sat there for 3 hours.
Okay.
I did upstairs bathroom first, shut and locked the door so nobody could get in there. Then I did, after that one was done for 3 hours, I went downstairs, I did that one, I locked that door.
How long's his new meter been in his house?
You know,
A couple weeks or?
About a week. Week and a couple days or something like that.
Yeah.
You get a chance in like another week,
When there's enough data on there, I can do another. poll.
yeah, we'll go and do it again too. We'll check your new one, if that's okay too, then we can see.
Right. I mean, 'cause if it is my fault, I don't have a problem paying the bill, but I can't see using
Yeah.
5,000
We'll
gallons of water in a
We'll
single
narrow it
day.
down.
That's an awful lot of water to be using and wasting.
We'll narrow it, we'll see what it is. We'll check the new meter and check the old one, and then we'll do a read in a couple weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anything else? Yes, sir.
My name's Warren Smith. I'm a resident of New Durham Township. I live outside the city limits. But I heard a rumor that the town of Westville was gonna cut the fire department's budget. And I just wanted to address it a little bit.
Okay.
I just...
Well, before you start, we met with the fire department August 22nd of this year, and we have not had any contact with them to discuss anything else on their contract, but we will be meeting on the 23rd. So, but go ahead, I just want to let you know that we
Okay.
haven't,
Well, and
Not talking.
I appreciate that you take the time to listen to what I have to say. I'm just concerned that if you cut their budget by the amount that I've heard, that it will affect all the residents of New Durham Township, along with the citizens of the town of Westville tremendously, because these guys they have costs that are involved in running that fire department, such as, you know, insurance, fuel, upkeep on these trucks, the building, you know, those things, they all come at a cost, and you guys know that as well as anybody. And I just feel that it will affect the insurance of the town of Westville, not only them, but the residents of New Durham Township, because our insurance are gonna go skyrocketing if they're underfunded. I would like to voice my opinion, and I think that you should try to look in other avenues to cut your budgets, other places.
we have.
And try to make sure that the township, or the fire department's funded the way they need to be.
Okay. I appreciate you
Okay.
coming
And,
out, coming in.
you know, I will try to come to more of them, and, I hope that you guys meet a happy medium, get a happy medium.
And like I said, we haven't talked to them in well over a month, so,
Yeah,
but we will. Yes, sir?
yeah, and I'm a resident of Westville, and I
In
concur.
town? In town?
In town.
Okay, thank you.
And I concur 100%. I'm just across the street from them. If you have to have service from another fire department, it would be a travesty if we had a fire or a illness that occurred and these guys couldn't come over 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and you had to bring in somebody from 10 or 15 minutes away. That would be a travesty.
As I said,
So
we don't
I
know
just-
where they're at because we haven't talked to them in well over a month. And
But
we really need to do them.
I support the fire department 100% if we, if there's a need for that stuff. They do a tremendous job. They have a big service around a lot of different areas. In this, they have a big, round area that they cover. And if we cut their service, it's gonna be,
Yeah.
very
It would
bad
not-
for
it would
everybody
be-
in town.
It would not be fair to me to make any comment about them, because we're gonna be negotiating with them, and we haven't seen numbers, so I can't tell you yes or no any more than they can say anything about it, because we
Yeah.
don't know. And I think that's fair, correct, Matt?
Yeah, that's fair. Yep, we're meeting on the 23rd.
Yep, 3:30 or something like that.
Mhm.
Yep, so, yes, but thank you for coming. I respect your input. Anything else? Okay, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Mrs. Riddell, second by Albert to adjourn. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourns at 7:27.